Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I am bringing you a new episode in my interior design in film series. We are in the beautiful town of Santa Barbara, and today we're going to be talking about one of my all-time favorite films and interiors. It's Complicated.
I'm having an affair with a married man.
You're not saying.
Oh, yes, I am. Turns out I'm a bit of a slut.
It's Complicated was released on Christmas Day of 2009, and it stars the icon Meryl Streep, Alec Baldwin, Steve Martin, amongst many other talented actors. It's directed, of course, by the legend Nancy Meyers. For those who are new to my channel, I am a huge Nancy Meyers fan, and I have previously done an in-depth video into her past work. However, I want to continue my series of interior design in film and do a little bit more of a deep dive into each individual project of hers. For those of us who are obsessed with Meyers' work, one of the main reasons is because of the beautiful and dreamy interiors, and It's Complicated has some of the most incredible ones. And we have not only Nancy Meyers to thank, but the incredibly talented production designer John Hutman and the set decorator Beth Rubino, who have worked alongside Meyers on this and several other projects such as Something's Gotta Give and my all-time favorite, The Holiday. On today's episode, we're going to be highlighting their work, and we're going to go over the beautiful Santa Barbara estate and, as a bonus, Jane Atler's bakery. The film follows Jane Atler, played by Meryl Streep, a successful bakery owner who's been long divorced from Jake, played by Alec Baldwin. Even though they've maintained a friendly relationship, things take a turn when, after an innocent meal together, Jake and Jane begin having an affair. While Jake has since remarried, this makes Jane the other woman and puts her in a tricky situation of lies and secrets with her family. All whilst Adam, played by Steve Martin, is hired as an architect to remodel Jane's kitchen, which leads him to fall for her, landing him in the middle of a love triangle. The film takes place in sunny Santa Barbara. However, most of the filming locations were done elsewhere. The beautiful home owned by Meryl Streep's character, where we've all dreamt about living in, is located just a short hour's drive from here towards Thousand Oaks. Here, all of the exterior scenes were shot at the most incredible location. Meanwhile, all of the interiors and the bakery were built inside a soundstage in Brooklyn, New York. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into Jane's home. The homes in Nancy Meyers films feel like a character of their own and a true extension of the movie's protagonists, and this home is no exception. The incredible house is a beautiful Spanish-style Mediterranean home, surrounded by lavish gardens and the most wonderful scenery. It has a traditional 1920s Spanish ranch-style architecture. It is a single-floor elongated home with a low roofline topped with intricate terracotta clay roof tiles. It is framed in by beautiful rustic beams and the classic pillars with vines growing up and around them. The home has a wraparound porch patio where additional seating areas are created. At the front of it all is a massive tree with a dreamy swing for two hanging from one of its branches. The home is traditionally painted in a creamy white, which contrasts perfectly against the clay and wooden textures. And finalizing touches such as the traditional lanterns on either side of the main door. Greenery and landscaping are a huge element in a Nancy Meyers home. No detail is spared. In this case, the home is surrounded by green fields, bushes, vines, trees, and even a dedicated courtyard and vegetable garden in the back. The gardens are ripped out of a dream, and it's a touch which most of us would dream about incorporating in our own homes. The courtyard is nothing short of spectacular, with a potting bench, work table, and countless touches added into the set decorating, which give a home a sense it's been collecting these items around Jane's needs for years and years. If the exterior is any indication of what one may find once they step inside Jane's home, then we can surely expect the most beautifully designed spaces. Now, like I said, the interiors of the home were built inside a soundstage in Brooklyn. However, Meyers and her team were very inspired by the actual interiors of the home and the layout. And while building the sets, they took into consideration the exterior of the home so the sets would match up realistically and make sense. Starting with the living room, it is a true Meyers staple and a classic look. Nancy Meyers is known for her traditional interiors and her juxtaposition of traditional, contemporary, and modern elements. Her blend of these styles is what makes her interiors feel so realistic and, most importantly, timeless. Hupman's stamp is all over the set too. Having worked with Meyers on Something's Gotta Give shortly before, their work on the Santa Barbara estate feels like a culmination of their ideas and style. The living room is a cozy and welcoming space where our characters like to sit back and relax with friends and family. The room is beautifully designed. The distribution of the furniture makes for a natural conversational and seating area. The couches and accent chairs have a traditional look with a staple slip-covered white sofas, mix of linens, and an arrangement of textural throw pillows. At the center, a beautiful fireplace brings in dimension with its darker paint color, surrounded by incredible built-in shelving, full of trinkets, books, art, and collected items. On the sides, large windows help bring the outside in, with some built-in seating for the perfect reading nook. Off to one side, the TV is hidden inside a vintage armoire, perfect for camouflaging the electronic when they're not in use, giving the space a thoughtful and elevated feel. At the center of it all is a large coffee table. It is beautifully styled with coffee table books, bowls, candles, and floral arrangements. The room is packed with little details, and you can truly see Beth Rubino's work at its fullest here. No corner left untouched, every detail being as important as the next. The room has great dimension, using diverse lighting, mix of patterns and textiles, and a blend of design styles. It is what gives the living room such warmth and timelessness, and a true curated and lived-in feel. The dining room is the perfect transitional space between the living room and the kitchen, and it feels like a true pathway and extension of both. It is a smaller room, but serves its purpose perfectly. At the very center, we have a large rustic wooden table with curved edges. It is styled with a simple runner and a centerpiece. When you have a large piece of furniture in the middle of a pathway area, going for something with curved edges makes for a more fluent and natural walkway. It softens up the space and makes sure that there isn't any hard edges that might feel too bulky in the space. The table is accompanied by a wonderful set of chairs with a more traditional and sleek design. The dark tone contrasts beautifully against the lighter touches of the house, and the burnt orange cushions give the room the right amount of color for that pop of visual interest. You can also see some additional seating which has been pulled off to the sides of the room, perfect to grab when needed and incorporate into the seating arrangement by the table. Off to the corner, there's a side table conveniently for any additional counter space if needed, styled beautifully with florals, decor, and even more lighting. I love the mix of materials and textures in this space. From the fabrics, the woods, the wicker, the iron, the mix of this material gives the room a unique and thoughtful look. The kitchen is one of the most important rooms in this house. The plot revolves around Jane wanting to expand her home, to build a brand new, larger kitchen, better suited for her needs as a bakery owner and great cook. However, I think we can all agree the kitchen is already most people's dream, and true perfection. It is a reflection of Jane's character and what we would imagine the kitchen of a successful bakery owner would look like. Once again, the room is the perfect blend of traditional and modern design, mixing practicality with beauty. The creamy white paint and cabinetry is subtle, classic, and elegant, which mixes exquisitely with the more industrial touches, such as the stove, fridge, and pendant lighting. The room makes it seem like Jane has been collecting bowls, plates, pans, and countless kitchen essentials for decades. It is a curated space worthy of her character. The set decorating is at its fullest here, with touches from a collection of wooden spoons to bowls filled with fruits and vegetables. Counter space is optimized by the beautiful marble island in the center, which is paired with a rolling cart off to the side for additional storage and a working area. There is no counter space left untouched, which helps sell the idea that it is in fact time for Jane to upgrade to a bigger kitchen. She has utilized and optimized every corner. The use of textiles in the room is wonderful. I love the counter stools with the yellow striped cushions, which bring in warmth into the space. And probably my favorite touch, the curtain skirt under the display shelf, which helps hide any clutter and is perfect for beautifying storage. Said shelf is packed with countless white porcelain plates and bowls, giving it the perfect curated look. This technique is mimicked on the opposite side with the use of copper and stainless steel pans hanging off the pot rack right above the stove. Off to the side is the butler's pantry, a classic and elevated touch and a beautiful extension of the room. I've been obsessed with the kitchen from the very first time that I watched the film, as were many of you, I'm sure. It is the perfect blend of styles, and it doesn't get more Nancy Meyers than this. Jane's bedroom is classic, simple, cozy, and extremely traditional. This space is such a dream. It doesn't overcomplicate things, and it keeps everything very subtle and relaxing. The bedroom feels like the perfect space for Jane to relax after a long day's work. It maintains the style of the rest of the home with a blend of darker wood tones, lighter linens, natural textures such as wicker and raw woods, and of course, many opportunities for mixing lighting. The assortment of table lamps gives the room dimension and warmth, which perfectly encapsulates the space and makes it feel serene. The bed feels luxurious yet simple. It is styled minimally, with warm textures and a mix of quilts, linens, and even a boucle headboard. Some simple art at the head of the bed, and at the end, a classic vintage wooden stool to finish off the look. I want to quickly point out the use of roll-up shades and flowy curtains. They give the room height and separation, providing both privacy and visual interest. The furniture in the room is classic, with a light wooden dresser, a chest where the TV rests upon, pedestal side tables, and traditional accent chairs. Additionally, on the main bathroom, I love the claw food tub, the worn use of tile on the walls, the sconces, and the ornate mirror above the sink. It is an elegant and fail-proof design. The bathroom flows naturally with the main bedroom and go hand in hand beautifully. The room is thoughtfully layered and the perfect space to end the day. While watching the film, one of the many things that won me over was the beautiful bakery. The large set mixes masterfully the industrial architecture of the build with the warm and welcoming interiors. It's clean and contemporary. It feels like a mix of a market, a bakery, and a restaurant. It is both realistic and magical. It was actually inspired by a shop in London called Dalesford Organic. The sets here are truly impressive and show the passion, love, and dedication that comes from a whole team behind the scenes. This particular set was built in collaboration with Boys Products, and the end result is nothing short of spectacular. Meyers and her team continued the juxtaposition of materials with the baskets, woods, metals, and other elements. I've been dreaming of finding a bakery such as this one that radiates coziness and a welcoming environment. It feels like the kind of hidden gem you would want to spend the whole day in. Eating a pastry, drinking a coffee, reading a book, and working on your computer. It is the perfect environment, and as the audience, we can sense Jane's heart and soul radiating through the space. We have all dreamt of living in a Nancy Meyers home, and have spent countless days and nights obsessing over every little detail of her interiors. If you're watching this video, then you're probably like me, and every time you sit down to watch these films, you can't help yourself and spend the whole movie looking at the sets and the design, the decor, and the interiors, because it captivates us. I created the series to highlight the works of these talented people and show that it takes a whole team to bring these interiors to life. From Meyers to Hutman to Rubino to the PAs, it is a collaborative effort which helps bring these spaces to their fullest potential, and their work does not go unnoticed. If you're someone who is trying to recreate the Nancy Meyers design style and aesthetic into your own homes, I hope this series helps give you a better idea of things you can do and incorporate to fulfill your vision. My biggest advice would be to try and make your spaces feel as timeless as possible. Mixing traditional pieces with contemporary and modern design is what's going to give you that curated and elevated look. Take your time. Don't rush your creativity and your spaces. Let them grow over time and feel like an extension of yourself, your identity, and your own personal style. And in the end, you'll see that you too can live in a dreamy and movie-like home. But that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode in interior design in film. I had the best time filming this one. I visited Santa Barbara for the very first time and it was such a lovely town. I loved taking you guys with and creating a little opening and intro for the video. Big shout out to my friend Ashley for coming with me and helping me film the intro. We had the best time. I hope you guys learned a few new things and details of the interiors in the film It's Complicated, and you enjoyed this episode featuring the works of Nancy Meyers. If you're a Nancy Meyers fan, don't worry, because I'm going to be talking about all of my favorite interiors from her films in upcoming episodes of my interior design in film series. I can't wait to hear down below your thoughts on this video. I always have the best time looking at the comments in this series, so I can't wait to see what you guys have to say about the video, about the film, about Nancy Meyers, and all of your personal experiences with her interiors and personally with It's Complicated. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't done so yet, you can hit the bell button to be notified every single time I make a new upload. That way you guys don't miss any of the episode in this series. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and if you would like to see more content like this. But that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.